Professor Kaletapwa Farauta, the Deputy Governor of Adamawa State, has praised Governor Ahmadu Fintiri for surpassing the 35% affirmative action benchmark for women's inclusion in governance. Farauta made the remarks during a meeting with the Society for Women in Taxation, SWIT, in her office, highlighting the governor's commitment to gender mainstreaming. Governor Fintiri has demonstrated exceptional support for women, exceeding our expectations, Farauta said. With a female deputy governor and a woman serving as vice chairpersons in all 21 local government areas, we have surpassed the 35% target. Yes, sir. Even here, I wouldn't want Adamawa State to take the whole glory. Even here in River State, we have a political policy as thus that all deputies should be women.
Okay.
And Adamawa State has said that they have surpassed the 35% affirmative action. First of all, I want to delve in to say, without affirmative action, without a policy being put ahead, like without 35%, that 35% must be given to women. Without that policy being put in place, are women not capable of breaking through the political sphere of Nigeria, sir, in politics and governance, sir?
You know, because the affirmative process is on, it is a drive for one to suggest and say that they've surpassed or not.
Okay.
But I would say to you categorically that if you like, place it behind the screen. The women or the females have basic influence on activities that concerns governance. Yeah. Now, it's a situation now where they want to sit in the office. I don't know what the ideologies might be, but I want to give maybe just give an option. You'll find out that if a young man is married or a man is married, like a governor or maybe a commissioner or whatever, even a councillor or whatever position, even in the private sector, when you're married, what you do in the office, definitely you communicate. Inputs are there by them.
Yeah.
Sometimes, if they decide to give you some troubles, you cannot concentrate on that job. So, directly or indirectly, they are part of it. And if, for any reason, they are schemed into office or they contest and they win, it's also a plus. But it shouldn't be a situation. I hope that the women are not thinking that they will stay and they will just call them and give them positions. Normally, it is easier when it is appointments. And I think it is rather better when it's appointments because it's more like assistance. But when it has to do with elections, are we together?
Yes.
There are responsibilities that goes with those offices. Now, there are jobs that individuals, those that are single, could do. There are jobs that married persons could do.
Yeah.
Now, basically, most of the achievements of these persons, they achieve them before they get married. And they, and when they are married, they now have double responsibilities, taking care of the home front and also the maybe election that they've won or the appointment that is given to them. But in all of this, there must be a focus. What is the idea behind having that office? If it is to help the system, are we together?
Yes.
Is it by contesting that creates those rooms, or is by your input?
Okay.
If you have, by the laws of this country, if you're married, your wife is seen as you. You're seen as your wife. You represent yourselves.
Yes.
So if except they want a situation, if a husband is contesting for governor as they are married, the wife is also contesting as governor. No. That's not what we're saying. But there should be a common front where we know that the ideology behind all this is to build an effective nation. Okay. It's not in competition. Because sometimes when you look at the drive, it's as if they are competing. Sometimes I also wonder whom they are competing with. Because at the end of the day, the people you want to compete with are your brothers, they are your relatives, they are your husbands, they are your uncles. Okay, let's assume that you've won them. You want to stand as a hero that has conquered man. So that should not be the position. But in as much as relevance is there, and then offices are available, they should be keyed in.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Okay, sir. But so far, so far in the history of our politics and of our democracy, let's start from the recent times, from 1999 to this point. We've had some female politicians and some also outstanding administrators and ministers as women. What's your analysis of their performances so far till this point in time, sir?
How, like I will say, or like I've said previously,
okay, sir,
it is better when it's appointments,
okay,
than elections. Because we've seen those of them that were elected, their performances, and how some of them ended. And we've also seen those that are appointed, and maybe within that workforce, if they have to elect, we still see their performances. Okay. Are we together? Yes. We have credible, a lot of them that are credible, whom are flawed. What I'm trying to say is that it is not, we've seen those of them that have contested as maybe House of Reps, governors, House of Assembly, and their likes. I'm not saying that those of them who contest are not reasonable. No. They are not. I'm not saying, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that even as opportunities are being created for you to be in that office, you should know why you're in the office, that it is not in competition. If you employ a governor as a deputy governor, that you've surpassed the 35%, what's the input? Are we together?
Yes.
Do we still have situations where opportunities are given to the females and then they ride their husbands at home? They are no longer respectful, they are disrespectful, and all of those things. The children, this boils down to what I was saying. The children you see, that is also a school for them. They learn, they see how the females talk to their fathers or maybe their husbands. Sometimes how provocation will come, there will be quarrel and fighting. They carry that, they think that that's how the society works. And so they carry that mentality into the society. It becomes a problem. It's a managerial problem. And then you begin to see how, in organizational behavior, how these people ought to conduct themselves properly. So if the females are given the opportunity to contest, well and good. If they contest with a male, the male wins. It doesn't mean that they are oppressing them or suppressing. That's not it. I don't want those kind of notions. It's a fair deal. If somebody is going for something, and this person that is going will definitely be your representative. If you see incompetence in the person, whether the person is a male or female, it doesn't work. You definitely go for whom you think can serve the purpose.
Exactly.
So even in Rivers State here, I don't think females are marginalized.
Okay.
They are not. They give them the position. Even the local government chairman, they say the deputies should be female. In fact, the male can even cry.
Sir, even in your present local government, the caretaker committee organ is a female.
You can imagine.
Yes, yes.
So if you look at some certain things, when you begin to, it's as if you're raising crying wolf where there is none.
Exactly.
So the males were not living in a country where males are fighting against females. I think the Western world has negative input in some situations like this, where maybe they disregard the position of male above that of female. They just see the female, whatever the male does, the female can easily rope them into things that ordinarily shouldn't have been. You have, it's unfortunate that even your children within those spheres, you cannot even discipline them. They grow up and they don't have manners. So if the society, the organization will be able to channel things the way the parents can guide the kids who will grow to become youths and then grow to take over leadership, and they are properly disciplined,
yes,
we'll have a beautiful society.
Oh, lovely, sir.
We'll have a beautiful society. So whether a male or female is not the cause. In fact,
No.
I must say that the females are blessings and they don't know their worth. If one is not even mentioning it, they might not even know that they are creating major impact, even in the governance at the federal level and the state level. Because
Exactly.
whatever the president is doing, he has his wife.
Yes.
He's not doing things to say no, maybe females. I don't think he will come up to say females should do this because she will cry. If the governors are saying they want to do this to the females, the wives will cry. So, and sometimes as males, when they have challenges, they do brainstorming. They tend to interact. The people they interact with, some are females. So whether you like it or not, their input is in it. So I think that they should know that nobody is fighting. We are not fighting. Nobody is fighting. It should be an harmonious thing, because Nigeria needs all of us.
Okay, sir.
Everyone is important.
Oh, good one. Everyone is important, according to Dr. Ajen Alamonia Ibieneye. He is the Secretary General of Uniport's Alumni Association, River State Chapter, and we have been picking his brains and his opinion on varied topics, on politics, on African and Nigerian terrain, right here in the studios of Atlantic Television Network, right here in Port Harcourt. Moving on,